If I lost everything today, no connections, no experience, no money, and I had to make $10,000 in sales, I wouldn't overcomplicate it. Because most people don't fail in sales because they're bad. They fail because they're in the wrong environment, focusing on the wrong things, and they never stay consistent long enough to see the results. So in this video, I'm breaking down exactly what I would do, step by step, to get back to $10,000 a month as fast as possible. First thing I would do is pick the right environment. The first move I would make is choosing the right place to sell. And this is more important than people think, because your income in sales is heavily tied to two things: your commission structure and your average deal size. So let's say you're making $100 a sale. To hit 10K, you need 100 deals. That's unrealistic for most beginners. But if you're making 500 to 1,000 per deal, now you only need about 10 to 20 deals. So that's doable. So I'd specifically look for roles with uncapped commission, a product that actually has margin, and ideally some form of inbound or warm leads. I wouldn't avoid hard work, but I wouldn't choose a setup where I'm fighting uphill every day either. That's why industries like cars, roofing, solar, windows, insurance tend to produce higher earners, not because they're easy, but because the structure allows you to win. And this is something most people ignore. You can work just as hard in the wrong environment and make half the money. Once I'm in the right environment, I'm not worrying about having the perfect pitch. I'm not trying to sound smooth. I'm not memorizing scripts word for word. I'm focusing on learning how to ask better questions, because here's what most people do. They meet a customer and immediately start explaining everything: features, benefits, specs. They're basically talking at the customer. But the problem is, people don't buy because you explain something well. They buy because they feel understood. And the only way to get there is by asking the right questions. Simple things like, what made you start looking in the first place? What's most important to you in this? What's been frustrating about your current situation? Those questions do two things. They get the customer talking, and they give direction. Because now you're not guessing about what matters to them. You know, I learned this the hard way. I lost the deal once, actually plenty of times, because I spent the whole time explaining features, when the only thing the customer cared about was something like the sound system. That was it, and I missed it completely. From that point on, I realized if I don't understand what they actually care about, nothing I say is going to land. So if I'm starting over, I'm practicing questions every single day, because that's the real skill. Now here's the part most people struggle with. At the beginning, you're not going to be great. You're going to miss things. You're going to lose deals you probably could have won if you were more experienced. And that's all normal. So instead of trying to be perfect, I'd focus on volume and consistency. More conversations, more reps, more real situations, because that's how you actually improve. But the mistake people make is that they let results control their effort. They have a slow week and suddenly they talk less, avoid customers, overthink everything, start forcing sales. And that's when things get worse. Plenty of months like that, where one bad stretch turned into two. Not because I lost skill, but because I changed how I showed up. So if I'm starting over, I'm locking in my effort, not my emotions. Same energy every day, same focus, regardless of what happened yesterday. Because in sales, consistency beats confidence. And most people are waiting to feel confident before they take action, and that's just completely backwards. This is where I'd separate myself fast. I would cut anything out that doesn't directly lead to money, because it's really easy in sales to feel productive without actually producing anything. You can spend hours watching training videos, rewriting script, organizing CRM, thinking about what you're going to say, and at the end of the day, you made $0. So I'd simplify everything down to one question: does this lead to a conversation with the customer? And if the answer is no, it's probably not a priority, because the only things that actually make you money are talking to people, following up, setting appointments, and being in front of decision makers. That's it. And if you stack enough of those, the results take care of themselves. Most beginners just avoid those things because they're uncomfortable, so they stay busy instead. Now, once I start getting results, once I know I can actually sell, I'm not staying in the same spot forever, because there's a ceiling in every environment. And a lot of people get comfortable making decent money, but never take the next step. So I start looking for higher ticket products, better commission structures, stronger lead flow, or even different industries. Because once you have the skill, you can transfer it. And that's how people go from $3,000 to $5,000 a month to $10,000 to $15,000 to $20,000 plus a month. Not by grinding harder, but by putting themselves in a better position. Your first sales job teaches you the game. Your second one pays you for it. At the end of the day, making $10,000 a month in sales isn't about being special. It's about doing a few things right consistently, being in the right environment, asking better questions, taking enough reps, focusing on what actually makes money, and leveling up when you're ready. Most people just don't stay in it long enough. If you do, this is very achievable. If you got value from this, don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to keep breaking down real sales skills without the fake pushy stuff. I'll catch you back in the lab next time.